podcast can be hugely beneficial if you are a small business and you want to find your audience. If you can pick the right topic, then you need to plan and produce a topic that's actually worth people listening to. Podcasts are proven time and time again to deliver results, not to mention that 63% of listeners have actually gone on to buy a product that they've heard be promoted on a podcast. If statistics are yet to convince you that investing in a podcast is the right thing to do, then here are some more facts. In the US alone, 55% of people have admitted to listening to a podcast at some point, and on top of this, 25% have listened into one in the previous week. At the end of the day, starting your own podcast can be daunting. If you want to get some help, then the only thing that you need to do is take a look below.
How much money can I make with a podcast?
The money that you make with podcasting can vary, but at the end of the day, there's always room for quite a lot of profit. If you have a good topic, then there's no reason at all why you shouldn't be able to make a nice amount of money every month.
Do I need to be an LLC to start a podcast?
No, anyone can start a podcast.
Is there money in podcasting?
Absolutely, if you are able to promote other companies, and if they are able to direct people to your podcast in return, then this will work wonders for your channel. You can monetize through advertising, sponsorship, and gaining SEO links back to your website.
How do I start a podcast?
Want to start a podcast? Then you first need to make sure that you have something that stands out from the crowd. You have to make sure that you are able to really offer something unique, and that you are able to offer something to your clients too. You need something sticky and interesting if you can, because if you don't, then you won't stand out at all.
Getting good equipment.
We are all used to talking to computers by now, whether it's through things like Zoom or even Teams. That being said, if you want to start your own podcast, then you need something better than your laptop's microphone. Depending on what your podcast is going to involve, you have to know that there are various types of microphones out there. Some of them include bidirectional, omnidirectional, cardioid, and even shotgun. Knowing which one is the best one for your needs will ultimately help you to stand out from the crowd. When you have got the recording aspect sorted out, you can then use editing software so that you can craft a podcast that ultimately sounds professional. This can include Audacity or even GarageBand. Really, you need somewhere to host our files too.
Planning your content.
The best podcasts really do sound unscripted. They also sound somewhat informal and fun too. That doesn't mean that there wasn't a great deal of planning behind them though. If you do not have a plan for your episodes, then they will largely end up unfocused, and you may even find that you end up losing the interest of your audience too. You have to make sure that you have a good outline and that you are able to create some rough timing for all of your segments too. If you can do this, then this will benefit you in the long run. This means that you need to keep things tight so that you do not end up falling into the trap of having a long-winded introduction.
Helping people to find it.
If you have a killer podcast for your company, then you have to make sure that people are able to find it, as well as listening to it. Don't go posting on your corporate website and hope that the listeners will eventually roll in. There are so many podcast aggregators out there, and some of them include Google Play, Apple Podcasts, and even Spotify. You have to make sure that you submit them all if you want to increase the chances of people actually being able to find it. It's also very important that you optimize your listings so that you can really draw people in. This means you're using keywords in the title of the podcast so that you can increase the total searchability of your stream. Getting some stylish cover art will help you out a great deal as well, so make sure that you do that if possible.
Promoting your podcast.
Next up, promotion. How are you going to promote your podcast? Even if you follow all of the above steps, you cannot guarantee that your podcast is going to be a huge success. You have to work hard so that you can promote it, and this is especially the case at the very beginning. When you are just starting out, it's good to load up around 5 podcasts, as this will help you to target your new audience, and you may even find that you are able to connect with more people this way too. You could easily go a couple of episodes a week for the next few weeks so that you can boost your momentum, before switching to 1 episode per week after that. Guest appearances are another good way for you to try and get the name of your podcast out there. If you have a very strong network of bigger names, then it's helpful to leverage it so that you can get them to appear on your podcast. From there, you can encourage them to sign up with all of your social media channels.
Make it easy.
You can make it even easier for them to sign up with you by providing them with a promotion pack. This can include quotes, links, or even images, as this will help you to really get your podcast off the ground. Offering to appear as a guest on various podcasts will also help you to boost your visibility, and it will boost your podcast too. While you are creating various episodes, you can even film yourself so that you can add a different format of viewing. This gives you the chance to then upload them on YouTube if you want. This will help you to really take things to that next level, and it will also help you to boost your potential for the podcast in general.
The editing process.
During the whole editing process, you need to keep an eye out for any great sound bites. You can then use this to promote your clips as part of your promotion. Uploading your SoundCloud makes it very easy to share on Twitter, and you may even find that you can go a long way into convincing people to listen to your podcast in general. Podcasting for your small company may seem like a huge amount of work, but at the end of the day, if you follow this guide, then you'll soon find that you are able to achieve a great amount of success with your podcast.